Alright, I want everyone's attention because, again, we're at the end of the game, we just need to defeat the final lord and then we can, save the world, right?
Plot twist, I am the final lord.
No. And the good news is that it seems that Zobek is finally able to actually catch with us and he will finally able to help us against the final fight. So that's gonna be pretty cool as well.
But it looks like there's some extra chapters in that book.
What? Sorry, Shirei?
But it looks like there's some extra chapters on the end there.
Don't worry, Shirei, I will explain later.
She has kept faith in you despite everything. Now you must fulfill your destiny. And the
Also,
truth
Zobek,
will
have you
out.
just been spectating this entire stuff? We maybe could have used your help with the dragon.
Well, again, he was just getting here.
I guess. Victory. Sure, yeah. I mean, killing Baba Yaga must have been a very harrowing task, after all.
Oh, she's a
witch.
witch.
Character entry.
And hey, the good thing about it as well is the fact that we have reached the altar before the final lord can show itself. So if we actually can see it off, we already have some kind of advantage.
Ooh, the weather looks
terrible. It will not be enough,
there.
but
Oblivion, sempiternum, demonis.
Still got it.
Oh yeah.
There you go, the final piece of the mask.
There you go. Now I can succeed King Grant.
Yeah, I broke it.
And rule Daventry.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh.
And there's the mask.
So where's Jim Carrey then?
It's not that kind of mask, thankfully.
Jamie Kennedy.
Hey, Zobek.
Congratulations. You have done well, my friend.
Final boss
see
time.
You have united
He's the final boss. We're gonna fight him.
We can now end this, once and for all. Come.
Yes. Let's bring an end to this charade. Finally, it is time for the truth. Let us remove our masks.
By putting one on.
Yeah, seriously. That's ironic, Jova. That's the irony, But get ready, because now it's gonna be the time where you actually certainly know that Kojima was involved in this. Because yes, Zobek is the final Lord of Shadow. So get ready, because Patrick Stewart is about to complete and utterly devour the scenery. Please enjoy.
You are the Lord of the Necromancer.
That's right, Patrick Stewart is deaf himself.
Now you begin to understand. Yes, Gabriel. It was I who cast the spell that separated the earth from the heavens.
Hold on.
I knew this would force my brothers and sister in heaven to contact the Order here on earth. The prophecy was their little ray of hope in the darkness.
I made it up.
No, he used the prophecy to his
It is still a thing.
Impotent for far too long, fixed in an uneasy truce for many centuries, each possessing our share of the power, but each unable to have mastery over the others. Until now.
Also the gestures.
I will say this though, this is a
proliferation.
Yes.
Constant truce.
Oh, great.
I will say this is a kind of a weird design for death, but okay.
They were too blind to see the potential in the
I mean, he is a
power
theater
we have.
actor.
If only it were combined.
But don't you see, Sir Patrick?
And that's where Gabriel comes in.
And was prepared to probe the very depths
Oh,
of hell
did you?
in search of knowledge to acquire it. I fought hordes of demons and became strong. Then a force so vast and terrible entered into me, expanding my knowledge of dark arts until it reached unimagined heights.
Well,
hey, what's the best part? I can still take him seriously despite everything.
Well, again, it is
it's
Patrick
still a tense
Stewart.
moment.
It's because it's still Patrick Stewart.
Also, do something for those nails, good sir.
Why have you betrayed us? You betrayed the mutant cause.
No.
Hold on.
I used the prophecy as my cover. And you.
So
He's
this is
gonna
a bad ending for Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes.
This is
I
a
will not allow you to stand
the
in my
plot twist
way,
was
Zobek.
it was just an elaborate
sure
hold
you
back
won't.
whips.
But you really have no say in the matter, my dear friend.
Yeah,
I
sadly
could
no.
quite easily
Zobek
kill
again
you for your
manipulated
insolence,
everything in his
but
favor.
fortunately, there
Was
is
he
no
narrating
need.
this story out loud as we were going?
The gauntlet
Yeah, that,
will
yes,
do
she
it.
also.
Okay.
But yes, the gauntlet is also Chekhov's gun. It wasn't expected, like he mentioned in the narration, but unfortunately, it's exactly
Dark
what he
power
needs.
is my dominion, forged in the pits of hell, no less. There was just the small matter of the child and her protector. But you came through
And yes,
with
it was actually
flying
Gabriel who
colours.
killed, I forgot, the mute girl.
I needed
Of course,
your strength
it wasn't of
will
his
and
own
courage
will.
to complete the quest,
Mhm.
but I couldn't
It was-
risk
it
you
was in a
becoming
second
too
also, this.
powerful. I needed to control you
Yeah.
at the end. Once you had murdered them, I knew you would never be able to challenge me whilst wearing it. Poor little Claudia, such a sweet thing.
Yep.
You
have
piece of
exceeded
shit.
even my wildest
You know, it's always a
expectations.
twisting, Robert.
Hold on, we're
Butchering your
we're
way
about to get the
victory.
biggest twist in
There
all
is
of
a
this.
terrible
We're not even
darkness
done.
in you, my friend. Your burning desire to resurrect your darling Marie has blinded you to it. As you slept, I was able to influence you with this mask. But even I did not foresee the beast that lay within. It was all too easy to make you kill them. Your penchant for
You
murder
gotta
and
love it when
death
Robert
were
Carlyle is
insatiable.
not playing the most
just
evil man in
needed
the
a
room.
Also, this is probably the
And
first time I
off you
hear
would
the
go
word
in search of the
punchant,
one
and it's
thing
so
that could
sexy
bring
by
her
Sailor
back. Yes,
Not only
Gabriel,
that,
now
but
you
has Patrick
finally
Stewart ever
Oh,
really...
here we go, here we go.
It was
But thanks to Zobek's influence, it was Gabriel who murdered Marie. Also, hear this line. Hold on.
Search your soul, Gabriel.
Search
You
your
have
feelings.
How brilliant can you be?
Did we mention that Kojima was responsible in part for this game?
You should have added the Leonardo DiCaprio scene. It's like, hey, I know that.
Even the child, Claudia, could see her own demise at your hands.
Yeah, and what's
yet she also
the saddest part
trusted
in
in
all
you
of
to
this?
the bitter end.
Everyone was on it.
Glorious,
Marie was on it,
isn't it?
Claudia
God
knew about it,
himself
Pan
sees
knew about
you
it,
for what you
but they
are.
refused to tell Gabriel because they believe his quest was more important.
Beyond
This is so
redemption.
fucked up shit.
Beyond
And now, young hunter, you will die.
So basically,
Pretty much.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Gabriel was literally everyone's toy in the matter. God damn.
Yeah.
Let me free
I
you
find your
of
lack
your
of
heavy
faith
burden.
disturbing, my
Yeah, yeah,
friend.
not even kidding. Zobek just outright
friend.
kills Gabriel there.
With Force Lightning.
Yeah, so yeah.
Stewart as a bad guy.
Yeah,
He's really the emperor right now.
Think about it. Robert Carlyle playing the good guy while Patrick Stewart plays the bad guy. How much is a loop is this throwing to you for?
So, game over, right?
Oh, that's it. Gabriel's dead. Well,
No
that
more
was Castlevania
continues,
Lords of
though.
Shadow. What are your final thoughts, guys?
Well, Patrick Stewart does turn into
Well,
good
let's just say,
performance.
okay, we're not exactly done, Graves, because there is a gag that I have foreshadowed for a very long time that needs to pay off right now. Oh, what's that? It sounds like... Wait, it sounds like Jason Isaacs.
I came to
Oh.
in the void.
Wow,
It's
first
a very angelic voice, Jova. Perhaps fitting for a king of angels. A
Yes.
bringer of light, perhaps.
Wait. Admiral Zhao became an angel?
You'll see, dude. but-
Even better than that.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, turns out Zobek was also manipulated by someone else in order to acquire this power.
Everyone was played by...
Again, are you feeling it? Are you feeling Kojima's touch?
Not just that, this is flat out Final Fantasy IV-ish.
And yes, this force actually burns the final Lords of Shadow, the final Lord of Shadow alive. Well, dead, necromantic, whatever.
How about that? Death thought he was the
Undead,
puppet
I
master,
guess.
but in reality he was the biggest puppet of all.
So, who is this force that was behind even the mighty Zobek?
Jason.
No,
Jason Isaacs.
it's Jason Isaac as Satan!
Remember, Lucifer
The ultimate force and final boss of the game is Satan. Castlevania, everyone.
Like,
I mean, is that really out of place considering you literally fight demons from hell?
I come for you.
well, how about the leader of them?
You will bow down
Again.
Sure, why not?
Hey, you know, we trade out Patrick Stewart for now Jason frickin' Isaacs. In case you wanted to go more
Gabriel,
over the top.
They're both from the north of England.
So yeah, Gabriel is technically dead now, but the whole not telling to him, given by Claudia and Marie, did serve a higher purpose, because now since remember, the whole premise is that souls cannot actually go to heaven, so now they can actually try to actually resurrect him for this final push. Yes, Pedro? Yes, Pedro?
So what you're saying, Dwebs, a Brit for a Brit.
It is your time again.
Yeah, it's just, one's from Liverpool, the other's from Yorkshire.
Get away from him. Don't
And doesn't it figure that they're both the bad guys?
Marie, you knew this was gonna happen.
We are all
You could have said something.
No, okay, like you said, that's the kind of problem. Apparently, this is a thing that if at any point they did told about Gabriel this, the whole thing could have been ruined because they didn't want him to confront Zobek right there and then.
So this is kind of the messed up thing. In order for stuff to work out,
And in case you're wondering, if this situation seems a bit icky to you, don't worry. From this point onward, the writing is kind of gonna, build up on this and discuss about it with the actions and dialogue. So we're not gonna ignore this.
I'll
The
just say,
implications at the very least.
let's just say this: the rule of the day is, man, does it suck to be Gabriel.
Yeah. Well, Belmonts have a shitty life anyway, no matter the continuity.
I mean,
Unless you're Simon.
yeah, true. I mean, Simon.
Simon
Okay.
is the Chad that's with Belmonts.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's Simon. Dude was so awesome, he resurrected Dracula again just to make sure he'd stay dead.
More specifically, because he was also cursed.
Yeah, to lift his own curse.
Still, though, he pretty much prospered the best out of the Belmonts.
Well, I also say Jonathan as well.
Also, in
Well,
a way, Juste,
Jonathan
but
kind
no
of
one
wa-
remembers about Juste.
Oh, but Just is the one.
Not John Morris, Jonathan, the son.
Mm-hmm.
Well, too, that's a shame,
okay.
because Just is the one who got stuff done in the end.
Okay, now Satan is gonna poorly. The running gag about this is that Satan is kind of an idiot, trying to convince Gabriel to join him.
I will love you more than he.
Hey, Tio. Once again, Lucifer's dealing with a guy named Gabriel.
Ha.
The angel.
Well, it was stated in the
religious symbolism.
It was stated in the bio, Gabriel, but it was called like that in honor of the Archangel Gabriel.
Congratulations, Daddy, you've cracked the code.
Come on, Lucifer, don't tell me you're still pissy about Michael casting you out. Yeah, for those who don't know, Michael absolutely laid the slam down on Lucifer when he tried to go against God and, well, cast him into hell.
Embrace it.
It is what is in men's hearts that he cares about.
And I will say, Gabriel's
He loves
speech, as
you
much as
as he
cliche it
loves
is, it's still actually a good one.
only to ask
Standard
for
Kirk
forgiveness.
summation.
Speak
And
within
Lord
ourselves
knows,
and be welcomed back.
after all that's happened, we need something
You
uplifting.
monkeys don't deserve redemption. It
Oh,
is
you
my
racist piece of
divine
shit.
right to rule by his side as an equal, or perhaps more than that.
Of
We
course.
would rather rule in power and might than to offer forgiveness and love. This is why you were cast out, unholy
That's a
one.
very...
Also, Gabriel, you're still holding the gauntlet. Satan is not doing anything to take advantage of that, I guess.
Also, Gabriel...
Yeah, there's a bit of
Oh,
plot
is
contrivance here as well. Anyway, the real... Oh, sorry, I will search... Yeah, I think I'm gonna read first. There you go. Zobek was once a brave fighter and a sage wizard, wise of all lovers. He was a good man, much loved and respected. Along with Colonel Carmilla, Zobek founded the order to which Gabriel belongs, the Brotherhood of Light. Yet pride drove him to seek even more power to fight against the evil injustices all around him. He was corrupted by the very desire to do good, and in the end was punished for it. When his spirit ascended to heaven, that fateful night, the empty corpse that he left behind became the necromancer, an evil reflection of everything that he represented. Lord of all the dead, he is death personified, and with his knowledge of the dark arts, none may stand against him, living or dead.
kind of messed up, isn't it?
It's like Nito, the first of the dead. So let's check instead. Satan. Why not? The real mastermind behind these events, the fallen angel Satan, was cast down on planet Earth as a punishment for his rebellion against God. Satan has been searching for a way to re-enter heaven and cross the Almighty once and for all. The God Mask is said to bestow a power that is supposed to be a key to God himself, a power that makes his wearer God's vassal on Earth, and Satan has manipulated Zobek and the other Lords of Shan to acquire it for his own means. Satan has unimaginable power to wield on this earth and can use both light and shadow energy to cast destructive spells or summon demonic creepers from other planes. However, he is not able to command his full strength while chained to the earthly plane and thus remains weakened against Heaven's Chosen, which is Gabriel. As you can see, he is immune to all your sub-weapons. The key to where this fight is it's kind of like exactly what Penny taught you. At any point, Satan is gonna try to play tricks by combining light and shadow magic. Oops. And you need to counter it effectively on that. So again, Pan's test served for this. To prepare Gabriel. Again, there is the argument about the fact that Gabriel was manipulated all the way through, played like a damn fiddler and everything, but hot damn, this is generally one of the best plot twists that I've seen in a video game in recent time.
Like, the flipping...
There was a lot going on.
Like guys, put this into consideration. The flipping...
Are you feeling it, Dej? Are you feeling the touch?
The flipping narrator was the mastermind.
And again, there was even someone bigger than him on top. Sure, another thing you can argue is the fact that sadly you do not get to fight Zobek himself, and yeah, it's kind of a bit of a letdown. But it does make sense a bit narrative-wise, and there are good justification behind it, but I will mention something more later after the final thoughts, essentially.
I should also mention that I do find Death's design...
Oh, you piece of shit.
I do find Death's design weird in this game. Normally, Death in Castlevania is pretty much portrayed as a skeletal being, you know, put it in one on. This, he's not so much skeletal, so much as he looks to be more mummified, oddly enough.
Ow.
What do you think was the reason for that to you?
Well, I guess in order to give a bit more... remember, we're trying to say...
Stop getting hit.
Sorry, yeah, we'll put a seizure warning, why not? But there's a thing, Jova, they mentioned the bio that is tied to the corpse that remained behind Zobek after that night, meaning that it was probably like that, and considering Zobek, despite his knowledge for power, he was still a humble person. They wanted to give the appearance of a monk like that, you know, without shoes, with a simple tunic like that. And like I said, it also helps the fact that the Brotherhood did not remember what the founder looked like nor what their names were, so the mystery is kept upon for the entire game. So Gabriel, of course, couldn't even know, despite you know, what he had was actually one of the founding members in front of him. And yeah, we also got these other simple hints, like the moment, like when Gabriel meets Zobek in Weigel, where he actually stands across the corpses of the other Brotherhood. It's pretty much implied at this point that he did murder them. They were just interfering, and he was just a piece of shit at that point.
Yep.
Can I just point something out?
Go on.
It is really appropriate that we're beating the shit out of Satan on a Sunday.
Yes. Yes, it is.
This is what Independence Day is really about.
Indeed.
Punching Satan.
I will try to time this right with the publication, but also Shiro, it's kind of like the OVA from Dragon Ball Z. We plan to eradicate Christmas. That's what all Christmas is all about, according to Vegeta, killing Santa.
Exactly.
DBZ fight.
Yeah, seriously, we're also at DBZ fight because at this point, who gives a shit?
At this point, why not, right?
With the literal angel wings too.
This is also another thing why I'm a bit more forgiving towards this reboot, because despite going this like complete, yeah, this is supposed to be a Castlevania game, by the way. Despite all this bizarre bullshit going on, the fun that the plot twist and the gameplay does provide you is enough to actually make you going on. And at the same time, it's not really like insulting the original timeline and saying, oh, Dracula was secretly a wimp towards Satan. No, in this case, it was instead Death who was it, which is much more understandable, honestly.
Ironically, the Castlevania series does imply that Dracula in the original timeline is a force so evil that even Satan's like, yeah, that guy sucks. You take him instead.
Mm-hmm. Which the second game will actually pay homage to, and now it's Stormy because it's serious,
yo. Repeating the same thing over and over. I'm not gonna throw down my weapon and stop saying damn you already.
And also, by the way, for this particular fight, using also Shadow Magic regenerates your health for each hit dealt towards Satan, so as long as you actually hit him with the correct counter magic. So it's also pretty stacked in your favor as well. As a trade-off, you do not have and you also have infinite magic it regenerates over time. So it's balanced towards having a bit more of a spectacle, but it's not cheaper as a result. It still provides you the right tools, just in a different way. As you can imagine, even in other difficulties, this is still a challenge. But like I said, since I've obtained the platinum that is showcased, it's still doable. You just need to be very careful. I forgot what the specific challenge of this chapter is. I think it might be just like hit him, defeat Satan defeat him one time, or avoid getting hit.
Good luck with that, Satan. The name Belmont is now in Smash. You won't be wiping it out anytime soon.
What's that, Lightbringer? Are you afraid?
Oh.
Never.
Ow.
Come on, Lightbringer. Let's get you alone in the dark.
No.
Ow.
Yeah,
whatever.
Not today, Satan.
I have the power of God and enemy on my side.
Literally. Oh, yeah. Oh! Boop to the head.
So cold, for God's sake.
So yeah, you're seeing Robert Carlyle beating the crap out of Satan.
Yep.
Get over here!
Cross that off single card, I guess.
That's move. Again, Mercury's team it's pretty much clear with this, Mercury's team love video games and love to reference them.
Kudos. Wow, you still got some bite in you. Alright.
We just need a final exercise.
Take your hands off me, murderer.
Satan, you are not one to talk. I ask forgiveness and mercy for those that I have wronged. What I did unknowingly. Yet I would change everything.
Literally.
He isn't listening, Gabriel. Your fate is fixed.
It's more complicated than that.
I have faith in that. Forgive me. Forgive me. My God.
No.
We need the story to go on with.
Oh God, really?
Oh, you piece of trash.
Yeah, that's totally a way to get a guy
Sorry,
to...
Satan, this is not actually Dante's Inferno, so we're not using that kind of logic. No, seriously, the actual EA video game Dante's Inferno has poor Beatrice getting subjected to a lot of shit just to tempt Dante. Ugh. Still a Castlevania game.
Who's Stella?
I'm not answering that, Ledge.
Oh.
It's not a Ligma joke. Yeah.
No.
Thanks, God.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yes, keep this in mind. This ultimately confirms Gabriel is God's champion, and that will not change, no matter what.
Whew. Well, okay, Gabriel, we've had a very productive day.
And now all the souls are free!
And yeah, a few
Like at the end of a haunting.
As some of them pass.
Hey, there's
few of
Owen
them yell-
Wilson.
As some of them go past, a few of them are yelling, "Fuck you! You killed me!"
My love.
Hi, Marie.
Alive? No. I do not want this. Why has my life been given back to me?
It is your fate.
Yeah.
You have been given back what was wrongfully taken from you. To repent
They haven't
your
given you
sins,
back, though, have they?
to make amends.
I know, right? Yeah.
You freed them all. You saved us all.
Now,
my
bye.
I couldn't save you.
Gabriel. I knew I couldn't
Oh.
take. Or despair would have eroded
True,
your
yeah. If
resolve
she'd
and
revealed that
everything
he
else.
was the one who had killed her, even
I
if it
had
wasn't
faith
under
in
his
you.
own influence,
Hoped that you would be
that
strong
probably would have
to
broken
free
in
Again,
my
I completely understand if you find this still a bit iffy, but don't worry, the game does not forget it.
I am not worthy of your faith. Your love. I am nothing.
You are a good man, Gabriel. You are as God intended. Fallible, yet capable of great things. I loved you then, as I love you now. I see before me a man who has regained God's favor, and who has my forgiveness, and the forgiveness of all the lost souls of this world.
Was Death like just, you
Well,
know,
most of
hoarding these souls?
You have saved yourself.
Well, no, that is evaporated at this point.
No. I mean, like, before, though. Like, you have to wonder, was he hoarding all these souls here?
Pretty much. Remember, he did cast a spell that prevented them from go to heaven.
Again, it's like Shang Tsung from the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what
The
to do with
is
the
a
mask?
powerful device. It allows us to see through God's
destroy it?
purposes.
Can it
No.
bring the dead back?
Yes.
It can bring the dead
Well,
back.
give it a try.
in-
I mean, it's nice, but that's just an illusion. Yeah.
It is too late for me, my love. I cannot come back.
All the twist was gonna be I was never here.
Hey,
No,
Gio.
no.
The
Should I
light
tell
is
him?
falling.
No,
I'm not.
not yet.
Please, stay with me.
It's
Sorry.
beautiful, Gabriel.
So beautiful that I cannot stay with you.
Calling to
Goodbye
me.
now.
Don't say that!
Calling.
Don't say it's beautiful, you're dead!
I love you, Marie. I love you. Forgive me.
Could you at least give him a ride back to a more hospitable place?
It's gonna be fine. It's like Ultimate
Hi,
Spider-Man
Claudia.
at the end of the Deadpool chapter. Hi, Claudia. You have anything to say for yourself?
Hi!
Cool story, I guess.
Yeah, more than she actually says.
Remember, she's mute.
And
Apparently
like
even in
again,
death.
she knew everything the moment she touched his face. So yeah, that was a productive day, Gabriel. You could start by resting a bit. You haven't slept in days. There's much to be done. And we end with a kind of ominous reveal on the Death's mask.
No, destroy that mask. I've seen JoJo. I know what it's capable of.
It's not made of stone, don't worry, Dej.
But there's
But yeah, that's the vanilla game. Mind you, let me tell you something a bit. There would normally be a post-credit scene, but I repurposed it like at the end of the extra stuff for a good reason. So keep in mind that this is not actually how like the game ends, like this abruptly. There is more to this. Just you will not see it right now. But for the time being, please tell me what you think of the game. Dej,
what the fuck did you make me?
are you still feeling it? The touch of Kojima?
Yes, I'm feeling it. Get me off his wild ride.
Sorry,
Never.
Dej, we're not
Never
done yet.
ends.
Sorry, it never.
Yeah,
Interesting, because Kojima's not a credited writer; he's just a producer.
No, again, I can
He's
definitely
omnipresent.
you can definitely still see his influence, or at the very least, the people behind this game really feeling they want to emulate his style.
But yeah, I mean, this is interesting. That I had a feeling that there was something up with Sir Patrick Stewart, because it's like, man, how convenient that you just showed up when we needed you, and then you just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind also, he was able to keep up with us quite a bit, even for a soldier
For
as
his age.
Let me tell you this, Dej, just for you and also for the others to keep on this in perspective. The first time I played this game, since I didn't know the twist, I thought that the twist was gonna be that it would have been Gabriel, the actual final lord, and he just was suffering from amnesia, all the time as a result, and it would have been like Zobek's job to finish him off or something. But this was equally surprising to me. Go on.
But yeah, this is interesting. I do want to try this out, since I'm curious to look into the other Castlevania games. Please, by the time this uploads, please announce that advanced collection.
Yeah.
I still want a 1999 war game.
You're never getting that. Enjoy Bloodstain.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. but yeah. Next.
James.
Overall, it's pretty fun. And to be honest, up until like the very last minute, if you didn't tell me Kojima was involved, I would have assumed he wasn't. Because
Well, I can tell you, James, a lot of plot threads and the overall structure is very reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid 3.
And yeah, there you go, Kojima Productions.
I guess that explains, if it's like Metal Gear Solid 3, I guess that explains why things aren't ultra convoluted. Because from what I've seen, MGS3 is like the simplest of the Solid series of stories.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Amazingly so.
Yeah, the gameplay itself looks pretty fun, even if it's being restrained by the cons of 7th gen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the music's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The voice acting, considering it's from live action actors most of the time, and they tend to have a habit of phoning in their voice acting. But yeah, it's actually pretty good there. I think it helps that they have decent material to work with. And yeah, I think out of all of them, I think Patrick Stewart's done the most experience with voice work. He's constantly followed, I think, by Jason Isaacs.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I think the only voice work I can think of that he's been in is Avatar.
Jason Isaac, he has been in a couple of different things.
Yeah. And Robert Carlyle as the lead is pretty good also. And that's about it from me. It's a pretty solid game, and solid.
Shiroi.
I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it, even without Kojima's involvement.
Shiroi.
Pretty much the same as Dwarves. This was really interesting, mostly on the story side of things. That was wild. That was a wild last few minutes.
Kojima's wild ride.
Yeah. I want to get on.
Sorry, it all culminates with literally beating down the devil.
Beat the devil out of it like Bob Ross.
I mean, the music's great. Also, the acting as well. Poor Gabriel.
Oh god, poor Gabriel indeed.
Yeah. I mean, he must have done something terrible, but anyway. That's it. This was fun. There we go.
Pedro.
No, this is pretty good actually. It's not exactly my kind of thing when I look for Castlevania gameplay, but for what it is, it's fine enough. It's a perfectly serviceable God of War clone. No, and the story is delightfully over the top, and it's just the kind of stuff that I really dig. So definitely up my alley. Definitely. That climax was awesome. So yeah, definitely, I definitely feel, and no, I do not want to get off. I'm perfectly happy being on this ride. So I'm perfectly happy. I'm having fun. So okay. So yeah, no, it's and the music is pretty great as well, like the others said, and yeah, it works really well. Hopefully at some point, well, what am I talking about? That's not going to happen. Like I would love I would love for the Lord of Shadow games to get an HD collection, but sorry, remastered collection, but well, wishful
Who
thinking.
knows? Again, it seems like Konami is slowly but surely porting their games. So who knows? Maybe these will eventually come. They're just prioritizing the classic series for the time being. And again, in general, the PC version is still like the optimal build. So we just need to port those.
I can also play them on via the Xbox back compat. So
yeah, and I'm pretty sure. I actually do wonder if on the Xbox One, sorry, the Xbox Series X, this first game actually can reach a stable 60 FPS.
Most likely it can. Yeah.
Anyway, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jova, you're the one who has more experience than the others on this. What do you think?
Like I said, this is one of the examples of a reboot done very, very well. Like, yeah, it's different from your typical Castlevania fare, but it's different in a good way. It's got a lot of our familiar foes, but under different contexts here. Not too different from their old ones, and none that really feel insulting either. Like I said, the only design that I feel a bit weird on is Death's redesign in this game, because, you know, instead of being Skeletal, he looks more mummy-like. And he doesn't have a scythe on him in this one, unfortunately. But hey, you know, what you gonna do? I mean, all the same, though, the twist that he was sort of your supposed biggest help and narrator all along is quite a new addition to things. And again, it's an interesting spin seeing Robert Carlyle, who normally plays the bad guys, be, well, the pure-hearted good guy, whereas Patrick Stewart... Well, I can't really think of any other time I've seen him as the full-on bad guy. He is very much the bad guy here.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he has at some point, but I need to really think about it.
Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, I guess maybe we could sort of count... Oh, wait, no, because...
Okay, well, the time he was the cuties, I guess that counts. I don't know. In case you don't know, there was a moment where Picard was actually assimilated by the Borg. It didn't last that long, though.
Yeah, I mean, when he's, you know, the bad guy in his own right mind, though, it's like... Again, though, he definitely sells it well. Just in time to make way for Jason Isaacs as the devil. Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, something about that feels like amazing casting. I don't know why. And, you know, it's funny because Jason Isaacs would later go on to play Dracula. In Monster Family.
Yeah. The irony.
Yeah. So, anyway... But yeah, I mean, this is one of the cases where normally when I see celebrity voice casting, I don't always think the highest of it, because sometimes it can seem like, oh, they're using this to get the attention of the big bucks over the quality of it. No, all the voice acting is sublime in this game, honestly, and well used to that event. It probably helps that they're not replacing any classics, given again that, you know, this is a reboot, so in some ways, you know, and, you know, Castlevania was never really big on its voice acting, even in the original timeline.
Die, you monster. You're going to be... Okay, to be fair, I would have to play credit. As much as it tones down the mimetic value of the dialogue, the actual recasting for the PSP Onward version of Symphony of the Night does give an identity to the character with Yuri Lowenthal as Alucard. I think it's Patrick Seitz as Dracula, and I forgot the guy who also voices Richter, also in Smash Bros. Ultimate.
But no. This is good stuff with the voice acting. The story is pretty well too. It leads you for a lot of twists and turns, but one that do make you think, in hindsight, maybe this was a bit more weird than I thought. The gameplay, while it can sometimes feel like it gets a bit old at times, I feel does change stuff up enough with the enemy variety and how you deal with them, not to mention all the power-ups you can get, so yeah, cool beans there. Overall, it definitely feels like Mercury Steam gave this game their all, and they succeeded. It birthed a franchise, alright. Sadly, not as long-lived as it could have been, but that's for later.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, those are my final thoughts, yes. Go on.
I checked in the meantime, Drova. The closest I can see for the time being from the filmography is being Ramses Paver in The Priest of Egypt.
Yeah, while he is evil,
he's not really
the
main
bad guy.
But anyway, let me go for my final thoughts. This is a blast, pure and simple. Like I said, as someone who also enjoys pretty much the classic series, I do have my respect for this one as well. The gameplay is immensely satisfying, and the plot, it has some ideas of a Shakespearean tone, for lack of a better term, but it's still, something that you can also not take too seriously and just enjoy for the insanity of it, particularly in the final bits. But again, it's just a fun ride, and it seems that everyone is on board. The actors, the actual programmers, the composer, everything works just as well for this. The only thing that bogs it down for me again is the performance, which, much like Pedro said, and what I did also mention in the early parts, this particular trilogy will really benefit for a release on modern consoles that actually allow them to, at the very least, give a stable performance. Because again, just on the Xbox Series X, it's a good start. So yeah, pretty solid, pretty fun experience. I enjoy platinuming, I enjoy playing it. So that would be the end of it. But the one more keen I have noticed that there are still 2 chapters missing. And this is where we get to the more iffy parts of this entire trilogy. Okay, I don't know exactly what they were planning to do, or Christine was planning to do, but they released 2 pieces of story DLC that pick up right after this particular ending that you just saw.
And I'm just going to say this, you absolutely do need to play those before going into any
Not
sequel.
just that. Well, okay, there's a bit of a recap on those, but yeah, it's better if you actually play it. The problem is that if you just bought the normal edition, and you wanted to also pay the DLC, they can get a bit pricey. I forgot specifically, but I think it's like $15 each.
And know that means it's going to suck when this game goes off of the digital stores for which you buy the DLC.
Not just that, though. Actually, no, Jova. Let me get this. First of all, again, it's still pricey, and I don't remember if they ever got on sale. Hopefully, and they do provide content, but not so much to justify the price. But thankfully, later editions of the game, like I said, do have a complete edition where they have the DLCs integrated in them. So which is a nice touch at the very least. So tune in the next part where we do see a bit of the extras that I mentioned, and then we start the first of the DLC proper.
Because guess what, folks? The story continues.
Yeah, we're actually not over. See ya.
See ya.
There.